Previously on the Red Terror.
Band sweep complete.
Try lower range. Adjust the noise floor.
Kaisite. He is a dangerous man. Trace the signal back to its source. Send in the Red Terror.
Yes, sir.
That terminal just inverted. No fault indicators.
Greetings to the oppressed masses from the Aihao Heping的人民of China. Your boys are dying on the Alaska front.
The voice of the United States has been absent from the world. The Great War did not end the United States. The constitutional government...
The fuck is this?
What do you think it is?
Probably massive electromagnetic interference.
Interference? From what?
Did you see the sky last night?
The Americans built their systems to watch the skies.
And we operate underground.
Just like before the war.
是的，同志。
Stupid Americans. Camp Liberty has become a hotbed of communist activity.
What are your thoughts on this situation, sir?
We need to decapitate them at the highest level. Remove their leadership, and the Americans will scatter like the roaches they are.
No, you don't understand them. Hitting them at the top will not break them.
What the fuck is that? Don't tell me that is pre-war.
I have no idea. Never been in these parts of Appalachia before.
Give me a clear update. I want confirmation.
Enclave units are moving toward Camp Liberty. Multiple elements organized formation. This is not a patrol.
Okay. On my mark. Fire.
Keep it steady. Don't rush it. If you burn too fast, you don't get through everything properly.
Yeah, I see it. It's catching better when you hold it.
You will remain until the end. You were chosen because you can become what they need you to be. Do not forget that.
I won't.
Hey, lovebirds, pay attention. We're here. Ready your weapons. Resistance is concentrated inside the main building.
Transfer complete. Initiating wipe. Wipe in progress. They won't recover anything from this terminal.
Look at this map.
Sergeant, sir, those markers are transmission towers across Appalachia.
You and Gray stay here. I will radio back to command and get our next set of orders.
Free states. Knock in the door, boys.
Well, that was music. Been sitting there most of the night, tuning through the usual dead air, static, that kind of silence you get when nobody's left talking. And then something pushed through it. Not a voice, not a broadcast, definitely not music. Just activity, short bursts, tight signals. Like someone's moving information fast and doesn't want it. Wait, hear that kind of traffic, unless something's already in motion. And sure enough, this morning people start talking. Smoke on the horizon. Gunfire where it's been quiet for weeks. Folks backing up and out the direction without saying why. Something shifted overnight, and whatever it is, it's not slowing down. This is True Preservation Radio.
Gray and Ellen reached the mainframe after the main floor was cleared. The drive had already been wiped by the time we entered. The system was still powered, and the board was warm, so the wipe happened during the assault.
They were buying time for the terminal.
That is the assessment. The resistance was concentrated around the inner access, not the outer perimeter. They were not trying to retake the building or hold the camp forever. They held the approach long enough for someone to finish the transfer and erase the local storage.
Gray, you were first into the lower level. What did you see?
The room was already half cleared out when we entered. The terminal was active, but the screen had already dropped into a blank recovery state. It looked like someone had finished their work and left the machine running, just long enough to destroy what was left.
And the technician?
Gone before we reached him. There was a ventilation panel behind the terminal station. It had fresh tool marks, and the cover was left loose from the inside. He knew exactly where he was going.
There were marks near the opening, but only one clear set leading into it. Whoever used that shaft had a route ready. He finished the wipe, left through the vent, and counted on the fighting to keep us out long enough.
That fits the assault pattern. The defenders were not trying to survive the camp. They were trying to protect the transfer until it was finished.
So Camp Liberty was already lost in their mind before we ever breached the gate.
It looked that way, sir. The men fought hard, but not like soldiers trying to save a position. They were trying to save time.
The thing they were protecting was already gone. The drive was empty, but not clean enough to hide everything.
Explain, recruit.
The main drive is wiped, but the external signal buffer did not fully clear. It is damaged, and I cannot read the contents, but I can prove there was an outgoing transfer in the final minutes of the assault.
Can you identify what they sent?
No, sir. The message is gone. Whoever wiped the system destroyed the contents, but the terminal still recorded that a transmission took place. We do not have the package, but we know it got transferred.
Destination?
Incomplete. The final address was stripped out with the wipe, but the route was not improvised. The signal passed through a prepared channel. It was not field chatter, and it was not a distress call. This system was configured to forward data.
What does the buffer actually give us?
Timing marks, partial routing code, and enough to show Camp Liberty was part of a larger communications route. I cannot name the next point from this alone. If I did, I would just be guessing.
Good. That distinction matters. We know it moved. We do not yet know where it landed.
There's also a prisoner.
A prisoner?
Yes. Gray and Ellen found him after the final room was cleared. Near the ventilation upstairs, he was wounded, still conscious, and trying to destroy papers folded inside his jacket. Some of it burned before they stopped him, but not all of it.
Gray?
He was not acting like a common soldier. He was not trying to run, and he was not asking for aid. He was focused on burning those papers, even with a wound in his side. Whatever he had on him mattered more than getting out alive.
He also knew we were getting close and kept looking towards the ventilation panel. He had time to surrender if survival was his priority.
Did either of you question him?
No, sir. We secured him, stopped the burn, and stopped the bleeding.
He tried to speak once, but it sounded like he was repeating something to himself. I could not make sense out of it.
That gives us a possible lead to compare against the buffer fragments.
Possible, not confirmed.
Agreed.
The prisoner stays alive. No one questions him without command present. No soldier gets emotional. No threats. No revenge for what we found on the road.
Understood.
Yes, sir.
Ellen, if the prisoner names a location, can you compare it against the signal residue?
Yes, sir. Even if the buffer is incomplete, or routing behavior could tell us whether he is lying. I should be able to confirm whether it belongs to the chain, or whether he is throwing out bait.
And that is how we proceed. The terminal gives us the trace. The prisoner gives us intent. If those two line up, we have our next move.
What do you want sent to Whitespring?
Camp Liberty secured. Enemy drive wiped during assault. Outgoing transfer confirmed. Destination unverified. One communist captured alive with damaged command papers.
And the relay chain assessment?
Included carefully. Camp Liberty appears to have functioned as part of a larger communications route. Do not call it the source. We are not going to write assumptions into command reports.
Controlled language, confirm facts first.
Sir, if he was willing to burn papers while bleeding out, he is not going to give us much just because we ask.
I know.
Then what are we expecting from him?
Not cooperation. Pressure reveals more than words. A man can lie with his word and still tell the truth. If he reacts, we learn something. If he stays silent, we learn what mattered enough to protect.
We will take him to interrogation.
We took the camp. Now we must find out why they let us take it.
Give me a report from Camp Liberty.
The position has been lost. Enclave forces broke through the perimeter faster than expected and committed fully once they entered the camp. They did not probe the defenses. They did not attempt negotiation or containment. They came in with the intention to take the entire site before we could reorganize.
That was never the expectation. Camp Liberty was not built to survive a full Enclave assault. It was placed forward so they would see it, strike it, and commit their attention to the surface while our real work continued below ground.
Final transfer was completed before the lower level was breached. The technician confirmed completion, initiated the wipe, and escaped through the ventilation shaft as planned. The local drive is gone. If the Enclave recover anything, it will be fragments only.
Fragments are enough to guide them, but not enough to stop us.
The signal trail will lead them toward Mama Dulce. The damaged routing data points here clearly enough that their technicians will see it as the next logical target.
Good! They must believe they discovered the path through their own skill. Men like that trust what they uncover more than what they are told. Let them think the ruins of Camp Liberty gave them a victory.
From their perspective, it did. They secured the camp, eliminated the forward force. Mama Dulce will not hold if they commit the same force they used at Camp Liberty.
It does not need to hold. It needs to delay. It needs to resist hard enough to appear important.
The engineers are still asking for more time. Integration is progressing, but not at the speed they promised.
Engineers always promise clean conditions. War does not provide that. Tell them the timeline no longer belongs to them. Every minute we buy now must be used, even if this facility falls.
Then the stealth phase is over.
Yes. No more concealment. The Enclave is aware enough to move, and awareness forces acceleration. From this point forward, we do not hide the conflict. We shape where it happens.
We recall all remaining units.
Recall every field team that can still move without exposing the deep. Fortify Mama Dulce and prepare false routing where the Enclave will expect to find answers. Anything that cannot be moved must be destroyed.
And what about the deep?
The deep continue uninterrupted. If Mama Dulce falls, the deep survives. If the Enclave burns every room in this facility, the deep still works. If they believe they have reached the center of this operation here, then we have already won more time than Camp Liberty bought us.
They will come with force.
Of course they will. That is what makes them predictable. The Enclave believes force reveals truth. They believe if they strike hard enough, every hidden thing will expose itself. That confidence is useful to us.
And if they move faster than expected again?
Then we give them resistance, confusion, and enough evidence to keep them moving in the direction we choose. They are disciplined, but discipline can still be led. A marching army follows the road in front of it. We will make sure the road points where we want.
Understood.
No, Camp Liberty was the invitation. Mama Dulce is the confirmation. The deep is the objective they must not understand.
Then we prepare for direct engagement.
Yes! Recall all units. Consolidate here and at the deep. Prepare destruction protocols.
And when the Enclave arrives, we will be ready.
How is that coffee, sir?
Very good, Marcus. A really good brew you made.
Need anything else? Maybe some cream or a sweet roll?
No thank you, Marcus. That is very kind of you to ask.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it, sir. Perhaps we can talk about my commendations.
Don't push it, Marcus.
Yes, sir. I am sorry, sir.
Commander, we have an active alert from Modus. It started inside the communication system a few minutes after the Camp Liberty report came through.
What kind of alert?
Unauthorized access behavior. Modus flagged it as internal, not external. Something attempted to access a protected communications route, failed, then tried again through a different system path.
So the warning from Camp Liberty was not isolated.
I cannot confirm that yet. The timing is suspicious, and the behavior matches what Ellen described in the signal buffer, but we do not have enough to call it the same source.
Good. Keep it that way in the report. Suspected connection, not confirmed.
A cautious classification. Appreciated. Premature certainty has historically produced regrettable paperwork.
Modus, status of the breach.
The term breach may be imprecise. Current condition is best described as unauthorized internal access behavior within restricted communications architecture. Command systems remain responsive. Facility control remains intact.
Something got far enough inside our communications architecture to trigger an alert. I will call that a breach until you give me a better word.
Attempted intrusion may satisfy both operational urgency and administrative restraint.
Fine. Attempted intrusion. Can it move?
Not freely. The irregular activity is contained within a restricted pathway. It has attempted additional routing and has been denied.
It is not spreading, sir, but it is persistent. It keeps pressing against closed routes, like it is checking which ones respond.
Then we stop letting the system answer for itself. Manual overrides on communications and access control. Security routing follows once those are locked.
Yes, sir.
Manual override will reduce response speed and increase human workload.
Accepted.
That was not a recommendation.
It was not treated as one.
Understood. Manual verification is now required for critical communications.
The activity changed after the override. It pulled back from the first route and tried a secondary layer.
Can it reach command traffic?
Not from where it is now, but if we leave automated routing open, it may find something adjacent.
Then close it. Keep enough of the trace preserved to study, but do not give it room to move.
A contained observation window can be established. The irregularity will be visible to command review without permitting autonomous routing.
Do it.
Observation window established. The activity remains contained. It is persistent.
That sounded like an opinion.
Merely an administrative observation. Persistence is often inconvenient.
Commander, if the prisoner from Camp Liberty knows anything about the transfer route, this makes him more important. The drive was wiped. The signal buffer survived only in fragments. And now we have movement inside our own communications architecture.
Send Camp Liberty a manual update. The prisoner is to be transferred under command guard and kept alive. No improvisation.
Manual channel only?
Manual channel only. If something is testing communications, we do not feed it automated traffic.
A sensible precaution. Somewhat belated, but sensible.
Modus.
Yes, Commander.
Do not make me ask twice for alerts tied to this event. If the activity changes, I want command notified immediately.
Directive. Accepted. Related irregularities will be escalated without routine deferral.
Good.
Camp Liberty update is ready. Prisoner transfer. Command guard interrogation priority and comparison against recovered signal fragments.
Send it.
Sending now.
Manual transmission complete.
Keep watching the contained route. If it reaches again, preserve the attempt.
Yes, sir.
And prepare the interrogation room. If the prisoner knows where that transfer was going, I want the answer before this thing finds another way to move.
A living prisoner is an unstable source of information.
So is a compromised signal.
A fair point. Unpleasant, but fair.
Then we use both.
Good morning, America. And what a beautiful day. Bought a shiny television. Bought a glowing fan. Bought an atomic washing machine. And now I'm a modern man.
Neighbor got a reactor. Brother bought one too. Everybody's getting something
brand new. Electric sidewalks,
automatic
doors, atomic kitchens, and 20 things more. Nobody walks now. Nobody waits. Science arrives and modernizes. Tick, tick, hear it sing. Progress is
Mr. Pulowski, I am Officer Greta of the Enclave, and this station is now under temporary federal control by order of Enclave Command. And keep your hands where my men can see them. Remain where you are, and do not touch that console until I tell you to.
Federal control? That is a hell of a way to introduce yourself after breaking through a man's door. You people could have knocked, steadied your business, maybe even waited 3 seconds before turning my station into a fucking military checkpoint.
Oh, but we did knock. You were broadcasting, armed, and operating equipment tied to an active signal investigation. My orders are to secure the station, secure the operator, and secure every recording connected to that signal. The fact that you're standing instead of face down on the floor is a courtesy.
I stood up because I know what happens when frightened men in armor see a hand move too fast. And I am also standing because that equipment behind me is the only reason you found this place worth visiting. If your power armor avoids damage to that console, you will lose the trade.
Oh, not to worry. My men will not touch that console unless I give the orders. And you will not touch it either. We heard your comments about strange traffic moving under the bands. Clear bursts, short timing, controlled patterns. That description matches a signal Enclave Command has been attempting to isolate lately.
There it is, United States. You say it like the last 25 years were a scheduling issue.
The United States did not cease to exist because civilization lost faith in it. President Eden speaks for its continuance, and the Enclave acts where that continuation is threatened.
Yeah, I was free states. We watched the government men make promises, hide reports, move supplies, lock doors, and tell everyone to stay calm while the floor was already boiling.
And yet, you kept listening to President Eden, didn't you?
Yes, because whatever he is, he sounded like someone remembered America was supposed to be more than a bunker full of oiders. I did not trust it, but I listened. A lot of people listen.
Then listen now. We are here because of an unidentified signal is moving through the region, and your station has been close enough to catch it. You mentioned it publicly. That makes you useful. But guess what else? It makes you a liability.
I did not broadcast the signal. I talked about it because people were already hearing pieces and asking questions. I kept the fragments off air because I do not know what they are. Unknown traffic gets people killed.
Well, that decision supports your continued independence. This station will continue operating under Enclave supervision, and you will provide copies of every recording, log, frequency mark, and written note concerning said signal. You will report new activity through a direct channel, and you will not broadcast the signal, speculate on it on the air, or obstruct my personnel.
Let me guess. And if I refuse, you take the station, take the tapes, and throw them in some clean little room until I decide the flag looks better from the inside.
Refuse? Oh, but if you refuse, then I will seize this station. I will detain you as a material witness and assign technicians to recover whatever they can without your cooperation. Boy, that would be much slower and less efficient, which is why I'm offering you this better option, of course.
Oh yeah? Better for who?
Well, for America. That's the only answer that matters in an emergency.
That is exactly the kind of sentence that made the Free States build bunkers in the first place.
And that is exactly the kind of sentence that kept enough structure alive for someone to come through your door when something worse started using the airwaves. You can resent the authority, Mr. Pulowski, but do not pretend that you do not understand the need for it.
Look, I understand the need for order, but I do not mistake it for trust.
We do not need your trust. We need compliance, competence, and clean reporting. And you stay at this station because you know these bands better than my men do. And in return, every signal you catch will now belong to the Enclave Command before it belongs to your listeners.
You asking me to become an Enclave relay?
Oh, you're so smart. But I'm not asking. I am ordering you to become an Enclave asset while allowing you to keep your civilian voice. That is not weakness. It is practical command and control.
And if my listeners all of a sudden ask why True Preservation Radio suddenly sounds careful,
It's a simple answer, Mr. Pulowski. Give them stability and not classified information. Keep them calm and keep them away from the strange signals. And that's all I'm asking.
You people make control almost sound polite.
Control is polite when you compare it to chaos.
I hate how much I have to agree with that.
Then we have enough common ground to proceed.
Fine, I'll cooperate. The recordings are organized by date and band. The cleanest fragments are in the cabinet beside the console, upper shelf, red tapes on the reels. My personal written logs are in the black binder. I can explain which ones that matters, but your guards keep their hands off until I hand them over.
Accepted. Nothing leaves this room without duplication. If you omit, destroy, hide, or alter a single record, this agreement comes to an end.
That sounds like the Enclave version of a handshake.
It is, so take it seriously.
I am. That signal is not random. It's too clean, too disciplined. It comes in like someone opening a door just wide enough to pass something through, then shutting it before anyone sees inside.
That assessment matches why we were here.
Then you are worried too.
Oh, we're not worried. We're responding.
Military word?
Accurate word.
Sure, responding then. But if President Eden's people are responding, and my station is hearing the same thing, then whatever this is has already reached more than one set of ears.
That is why this room is now under guard. Remain standing, Mr. Pulowski, and identify the cleanest fragment first, then walk me through every band where it appeared. And speak clearly. Do not embellish. If you guess, say it is a guess.
Now that sounds like work I can respect. One thing before I explain it. I do not know who is behind this, and I do not want to know until there is proof. But I know what it feels like when someone is testing a line before they cut it.
Then explain it like a report, not a warning. What can you provide? What are you assuming? And what should Command care about?
What I can prove is timing. Same spacing when it appears, same pressure under the carrier, same hard cut at the end. It does not fade like damaged pre-war junk. And it does not wander like scattered radio. Someone is opening a small window, pushing information through it, and closing it before anyone can follow the route.
That gives us behavior, not position.
Correct. I cannot give you a clean source, but the terrain band signals, all relay metal still catches ghosts, and dead infrastructure lies without meaning too. But it's not radar chatter, not Brotherhood field traffic, not an old public safety loop, and not random interference.
Then give the strongest lead without dressing it up. Name the facility.
I'm a Dolces. Not conformed, not proven, but strong enough that if I had soldiers instead of cables, that is where I would point them first.
That lead will be passed to Command as suspected signal association with industrial infrastructure, and your uncertainty will be included. Your recordings will be duplicated as your notes remain here under observation until further notice.
I can work with that, even when it arrives where in power
Good. From this moment forward, True Preservation Radio operates under Enclave authority. Your public broadcasts continue because people already know your voice, and every abnormal signal goes to Command before it becomes rumors.
You want me to sound free while reporting to you?
Well, of course I do, Mr. Pulowski. I want you to use that voice with discipline. And you may not wear the uniform, but today this station becomes part of the defense of the country you claim to remember. So let's not fool each other.
I remember the old country. The Free States did not crawl into bunkers because we hated America. We did it because we thought America had been stolen by men who used the flag to cover locked doors.
President Eden did not speak so people could hide from what the old world became. He spoke because America is not a memory. It is a government, a command, and a responsibility that survived the fire.
That is why people listen, not because they understood the Enclave or trusted a voice from a bunker. They listened because Eden sounded certain, when everything else sounded, well, broken.
It's because of this certainty that you need to help protect that. Listen, record, report, and keep this station from turning unknown signals into public fear.
You make obedience sound like service.
Under lawful command, it is service. President Eden gives the country a voice, and the Enclave gives it force.
I will cooperate. I will keep the station running, duplicate every recording, mark every capture, and report the moment that signal touches my bandstand. I'm not doing it because I suddenly trust you uniforms. I'm doing it because if Eden's people are still standing and something is moving through the air, where his voice used to be, then I'd rather be useful than proud.
Good. Very good. Pride can wait, but America cannot.
And my listeners?
Well, it's simple, Mr. Pulowski. You give them stability and nothing more.
That sounds like something Eden would understand.
President Eden understands that people do not need chaos explained to them. They live in it every day. What they need is proof that someone still has authority to push back against it.
Then I'll keep the line steady.
Then True Preservation Radio remains operational. Keep your broadcasts clean, your records complete, and your reports direct. If that signal touches your station again, Enclave Command hears about it before anybody else does.
Well, alright, I'll keep the station running, keep the public calm, and report anything that matches the pattern.
Very smart, Mr. Pulowski. I think you're catching on. At least, for America.
For what's left of it?
For all of it, Mr. Pulowski. That is the difference. President Eden does not speak as a reminder of what had survived. He speaks as the authority of what still exists. The United States did not become a memory when the bombs fell, and it will not be reduced to ruins while the Enclave still stands.
That is a hard thing to believe after 25 years.
Then keep listening. That is why Eden matters.
Yeah, I will.
Good. Then we have an agreement.
Well, that was music. You're listening to True Preservation Radio, broadcasting somewhere out in the hills of Appalachia.
Welcome to Just in Case with Lincoln Monroe. 3 rounds, 15 questions. Every answer brings you closer to victory or total annihilation. Choose a briefcase. A, B, C, or D. The stakes rises. Each briefcase has a prize. Survive, or risk it all. Walk away, or open one last case for the grand prize. 1 case wins everything. 3 cases wipe you out. Knowledge is power. For America. No lifelines. No mercy. Only Enclave.